I thought I had time. I was wrong. There's a lie we all tell ourselves, a quiet, comfortable lie that shapes how we live each day. We believe that time is on our side, that there will always be another chance, another conversation, another tomorrow. But what if I told you that the most dangerous assumption you'll ever make is believing you have more time than you actually do? When you're young, life feels infinite. The future stretches out before you like an endless highway with no destination in sight. You have all the time in the world to pursue your dreams, to fix broken relationships, to say the things that matter, to become the person you want to be. So you wait. You tell yourself, I'll call them this weekend. I'll start that business next year. I'll get in shape when work slows down. I'll take that trip when I have more money. You convince yourself that delay is practical, that waiting is responsible, that someday is a real place on the calendar. But here's what nobody tells you when you're young. Life doesn't move in the straight line you imagine. It moves in a current, sometimes gentle, sometimes violent. And before you realize what's happening, years have passed. The years don't announce themselves. They don't send warnings. They simply disappear. One day you're 25 with your whole life ahead of you. You blink, and you're 35. You blink again, and you're 50. Then 70. And somewhere along the way, without you even noticing, your abundance of time became a scarcity. There's a question that researchers have asked thousands of people in the final chapters of their lives. What is your greatest regret? And the answers, they're heartbreaking in their simplicity. Many people in their later years share variations of the same painful thought. I thought I had more time. They thought there would be more Sunday dinners with family, more lazy afternoons with friends, more chances to say, I love you, to the people who mattered most, more opportunities to chase the dreams they kept locked away. But time kept moving, and those chances slowly, quietly slipped away. Let me tell you about a man I heard about. He spent 30 years working 60-hour weeks. He missed soccer games and dance recitals. He arrived home after his kids were asleep and left before they woke up. But he had a reason, a good reason. He was building a future for his family. He was climbing the ladder. He was securing their comfort, their education, their opportunities. And he told himself, when I make partner, when I get that promotion, when I finally have financial security, then I'll have time for everything else. But by the time he finally slowed down, by the time he finally had that security he'd worked so hard for, his children had grown up. They had their own careers, their own families, their own busy schedules. He didn't miss one catastrophic moment. He missed something far more valuable. He missed thousands of ordinary ones. The bedtime stories, the scraped knees, the homework struggles, the teenage heartbreaks, the simple conversations at the dinner table where families actually become families. And those moments, they never came back. You can't reschedule childhood. You can't postpone the fleeting years when your parents are healthy and vibrant. You can't replay the moments when friendship is easy and laughter comes naturally. A woman once shared that her biggest regret wasn't something she did. It was something she didn't do. She had a complicated relationship with her mother. There were old wounds, unspoken resentments, the kind of tension that builds over years of small disappointments. And she kept thinking, I'll call her next week. We'll talk things through. I'll tell her I love her. There's always time to heal this. She thought there would be another birthday, another holiday, another random Tuesday when she'd finally pick up the phone and say the words that needed to be said. But that day never came. One ordinary morning, she received a phone call that changed everything. And suddenly, all the time she thought she had evaporated. The words, I love you, remained stuck in her heart forever. The forgiveness she meant to offer stayed locked inside. The gratitude she wanted to express never found its way into the world, and she was left with a question that haunts her still. Why did I wait? This is the cruelest truth about time. It doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't pause while you work up the courage. It doesn't give you a warning before it runs out. The truth is, we all live like time is guaranteed. We delay our happiness, thinking it will be sweeter later. We postpone our dreams, believing they'll be easier to achieve tomorrow. We avoid difficult conversations, hoping they'll somehow resolve themselves. We hold grudges for years over things we'll barely remember in a decade. We stay in jobs that drain our souls because change feels risky. We put our health on hold because we're too busy right now. We accumulate things instead of experiences. We choose comfort over courage. We say, maybe someday, to adventures that would fill our lives with meaning. And why? Because deep down, we believe there will always be more time. We believe we'll take that trip to see the northern lights eventually. We'll learn that instrument someday. We'll start that creative project when things slow down. We'll reconnect with old friends soon. But here's what happens. Eventually becomes never. Someday never arrives. When things slow down, never comes. Soon disappears into the distance. And one day, maybe 10 years from now, maybe 30, you'll look back and realize you didn't run out of time because you were busy. You ran out of time because you thought you wouldn't. Time is the one resource in life that is truly finite and truly irreplaceable. Money can be earned again. Opportunities can resurface. Even some broken relationships can be repaired. But time, once it's gone forever. You can't save it. You can't invest it and get more back. You can't borrow it from tomorrow to use today. Every moment that passes is a moment you'll never have again. And here's what makes this truth even more difficult. You don't realize how precious time is until you start running out of it. When you're young, time feels abundant. You waste it freely. You spend it carelessly. You throw it away on things that don't matter. But as you age, something shifts. One day, the phone stops ringing as often. The house becomes quieter. Your body moves a little slower. Your world becomes smaller. Friends move away. Parents pass on. Children build their own lives. And that's when the realization hits you like a wave. The time you wasted worrying, irreplaceable. The experiences you postponed, gone. The relationships you took for granted, changed forever. You thought you had time, but time had other plans. So let me ask you something. If you knew, truly knew, that your time was limited, would you live differently? Of course you would. You'd call the people you love more often. You'd say, "I love you," without hesitation. You'd forgive more quickly. You'd take more risks. You'd create more memories. You'd stop waiting for the perfect moment and start living in the moment you have. Here's the truth that can change everything. You don't need permission to start living fully. You don't need more money. You don't need the perfect circumstances. You don't need to wait until everything is figured out. You just need to decide that today matters. So if there's someone you've been meaning to call, someone you love, someone you miss, someone you've lost touch with, call them today. Not this weekend. Today. If there's a dream you keep postponing, a goal you keep delaying, a risk you keep avoiding, take the first step today. Not when you're ready. Now. If there's something you need to say, an apology, a confession, a declaration of love, say it now. Not when the moment feels right. The moment is now. Stop waiting for someday. Someday is not a day of the week. Stop waiting for the right time. The right time is whatever time you have. Because one day, and that day will come sooner than you think, you might look back with tears in your eyes and say the words that so many people before you have said. I thought I had time, but I was wrong. Don't let that be your story. The best time to live fully, to love deeply, to pursue your dreams, to heal your relationships, is not someday. It's today, right now, this moment, because this moment is all you truly have. We delay our happiness, thinking it will be sweeter later. We postpone our dreams, believing they'll be easier to achieve tomorrow. We avoid difficult conversations, hoping they'll somehow resolve themselves.